Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Christopher Malcolm Curtis Bowen. On this new edition of Five Liberty, it is definitely one thing to be an understanding vision of the future that I see, or that we see, that we are, especially things not putting all the focus and attention on me, because I don't like that. I despise that, actually. Center of the world's applause like poison, regardless. Some of the types of visions that I do deal with, of course, are understood and are dealt with and are not quite necessarily understood and may be miscomprehended and may have misconceptions. However, bear with me very strongly and detailedly in clarity, full and clarity-wise, when I declare and state some of the types of dreams that I've had, which are interesting because they correlate in a very interesting manner, meaning the following. So, it definitely seems like there's an interactive part element, not necessarily for the sort of connection relationship of what is understood, but that which is not necessarily understood in terms of how close the actual relationship can be and what it is and what it can be. Because, for example, the understanding of relationships of what was is, as always, much stronger than what is, and what was, and what can be, and what shall be, and what is understood will be. And what I mean by this particular statement that I'm declaring is, or this particular dream that I'm being really focused on, this particular focus of a dream is the one that includes my family, which has been happening a bit more often, meaning, so let's be more specific, father. And interesting, one thing I want to quickly add, never actually had a dream with my mother, but dream with father was many various dreams, some involving vans and camping, and as well as the understanding and the not understanding of a sort of plant. Regardless, next is the stepmother, which is the really important thing, is really the understanding of her sort of responsibility, not necessarily just as a seer, but interesting. I'm working up like this, which is very, and I won't do this because it's important that I don't, because there's reasons that I don't, even though I do have a responsibility. For when I spoke about the vision I had 5 years, when I was 5 years old, and then 3 years later, that fruition came to happen, and I didn't speak about it for 3 years. So that fruition is for what, this type of consciousness statement for what I speak. And so this thing is that I see into this is the statement for coming from the stepmother's mouth, is that I understand consciousness, that I understand at a level that I don't have to deal with consciousness in the same way that consciousness is dealt with those that are dealing with consciousness, because I'm already in the future. There were several other dreams that involved one which is really interesting, which I didn't explain in a bit, but it was literally my capability and just my might has the ability to go all the way through down into the deepest depths of the darkness, depths of what I don't even want to say the word, but of what was a particular type. Okay, well, let's just call it darkness. We'll call it like a very, very deep level of darkness, because there were invisible creatures that I dealt with, and it was like a Dark Souls 3 type of scenario sort of being, because I understood physical. There's physical, and this is a little bit more animated, because I was dealing with creatures that, were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, incredibly quick finishing moves, and I had to use lots of my, my potential creative skill and my heart abilities to face off. And this was a week ago, 2 weeks ago. This is probably actually 2 weeks ago that I tried this. This is actually definitely 2 weeks ago. Surreal, but it was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago today. Surreal. Regardless, I was facing invisible enemies. It was incredibly dark. It should have been terrifying, and it was terrifying, because that's a sort of aspect that I conquer. Regardless, and face my fears. That is dealt in that sort of action. Regardless, there is a sort of functionality involved with the process in the sort of understanding that's involved with that consciousness understanding in dreams, and then that revelation of responsibility in physical 3D nature, which is obviously, I've already reiterated a special important point. I should have, and it's weird because, not weird, but I kind of recognized that synchronicity. I was 5 years old, around 5 years old when I had that dream, and then when I was 8 is when the occurrence occurred, and then lots of continuing where I left off with the dreams. It's a sort of to crystallize a sort of comprehension, understanding. It's a sort of crystallization of the understanding of intuition, incarnate with the type of creative. Well, first of all, let me just see what I did there. That was pretty epic, right? Anyway. That was a time jump, of course. A huge, epic, amazing, wonderful, positive time jump, nevertheless, still regardless. It is a type of sweetness that declares, or that reminisces, that type of acrobatics that exist with the types of functionalities that are proper with our, for example, lawyers and children's and understandings of the types of rainbow cities that can be made, as well as rainbow skies that are. And the unique, and I love the word unique, obviously, but lots of fuzzy blue lights of a story that represents the type of balloons that we fill up with hot air. And that's what we do in our afternoons. So I enjoyed that afternoon without a doubt. That was a great afternoon. I spent and all the tangles that go between the chairs, and all the wide-eyed, bright-eyed deer in the headlight looks that I always get in that ember that still glows, the embers that shine and just are just that's gold, Well, I know, so I know, we know, so it's an important part of what we are, what we do. What we do, what we create, and what our responsibility is, and what we imagine. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. And hey, it's things are just getting started. And we're not even done yet. So we'll do whatever it takes to change. And like I said, there's a lot of changes coming. Epic, right? Because I told the truth. Because I tell the truth. I don't just told the truth. I tell the truth. And I am the truth. I am the truth. I am the light. And no one comes to the the understanding of that type of correlation, that type of proclamation that does truly exist between the bond between the mind, the heart of a incarnate willpower. Very beautiful. And of course that sparks the imagination once again to a type of correlation between birds and the worm and what happens between the ears. Between the ears is amazing journey, a spectacular dark, glow in the dark stars that are on the ceiling. And we do shine, and it's the truth. It's amazing how close we are. And in unity, as always, we're meant to be. Amazing how it can go through every single one of the bluffs, of these showers. These meteor showers of realizing, that I can finally see that you're right there beside me. And we're brand new. We are. And we have a responsibility to adhere to. And the beauty that exists with millions of fireflies that we can keep together in a jar. And what is that? It's a sign of love. Is it a sign of ascension? It's a sign of unity. Collecting our jar of hearts. Beautiful when we view it from our new perspective, isn't that right? If what the direction of north is, and the heart being a house, being home, and the direction that we go. It's a very sort of, not necessarily mismatchy, but yeah, mismatchy thing. But still, it's beautiful and it's magical, and I've stated it before, and I love it because even grander than Sky Eyes, well, equally as grand. I would say maybe just as, well, regardless, Ocean Eyes. OE is like ocean. Like seas, like the sky. Sky vision. Ocean vision. So we are submerged in the ocean. And we hope that we don't cave in. So we say hello. And that we're both on the wing. And I do look down from time to time, too. But I also love being a tidal wave. Because I am a tidal wave. Of course, it is absolutely clear that our love for you is undying. Our love for planet Earth, our love for life in general, and my responsibility here is undying and has important potential for our unity. For my others. Even as I want more freedom. I want to be able to do that. I want to look past the fame and the money and the sensual pleasures and look past the whatever type of other thing is not necessarily spiritual fulfilling. I will, dude. I totally will indulge in those. I have, but that is not what interests me, and that is not the path that we're on, of course. It is a path that we're on. However, there is so much more. It is a sort of responsibility that I do have in order to make sure that I do continue to record my dreams. I want to record those that I love, and I want to record these moments because tonight stirs me. Be grand, be great, be beautiful. Because I am your host, Christopher Mucker, Exponent, Senior Edition of Fire for Liberty, and I truly do love you all. As your anchor of light, your guardian of light, light angel, light worker, light warrior, ambassador for planet Earth, ambassador for the solar system, futuristic leader, ambassador, planetary leader for universal fruitions, creator being, love incarnate, confidence incarnate, resiliency and shine incarnate, and peace and order incarnate. Something else important. I do kind of think, I think I should mention this on this Fire for Liberty broadcast, but it's kind of, at the same time, common sense. So, that thing, or the hurricane is, it's gone. That's the important part of, a light worker's duty, is, you meditate, you focus your energy in whatever emotion you meditate upon, and then energies dissolve it in pink light, and now it's gone. So that's a miraculous realization for not only just the potential of what we can do as light workers, which of course have done many brilliant things, amazing things before. So this is not just to demonstrate power, but to do quite the opposite, to encourage, increase, and motivate the type of potentials that exist within the lightworkers and within every single being in general, because that's what spiritual creation and evolution is about. This is such an epic stage to show that we can truly make a magnificent change, and that is already completed. Why? Because it's dissipated, because it's gone. And I do love you all very much. This is your host, Christopher Michael, this bonus edition of Fire for Liberty. Love you all.